Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. First and foremost, all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, Ruach HaKodesh. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and labor in this word and doctrine. I saw a video that was shared to me where the brother was looking at this poll that was done on YouTube of, you know who, man, Marcus, from the group called Sakari. And it's a poll that says, here we go for my brews, all right? And it's a poll of which alcoholic drink to choose, okay, for the, you know, man, for their, what they call the Passover feast, man. And it's ridiculous because, you know, you should, you know, a basic knowledge of, you know, of shakar, which is the Hebrew word for alcohol, okay, a strong drink, I should be specific. You know, you know that the only alcoholic, you might not know this, but the only alcoholic drink you can make just by itself is actually wine. The only thing you can take is grapes, and that's the only thing you could ferment and make a strong drink with without putting leaven in there. Everything else requires leaven, including these fucking drinks here, man. Look, cognac, vodka, and tequila. All three of these things, through the process of fermentation before distillery, they use yeast, man. All right, and you know, even with wine, mass companies, they put yeast in there typically just because they want to, I guess, for make things quicker, for abundance. I don't know what the fucking deal is for the reasoning. That's why you also have to look for yayan that has a that says it will say kosher for Passover, or whatever. You want to say something?
No, that was it.
Yep.
You just go into your Jewish store, go into your your high end, your Waitrose or something like that, and just ask for a kosher wine. Basically.
Okay. And you see, this is basic stuff, man. You know, I won't go on Google for the sake of time. It's going to be an incredibly quick video. You can go look, man. This is basic stuff, man. Okay, basic stuff. But that shows you these people are really, they're novices at best, man. And you're really pushing it when we say that. We just look at this, man. Let's get the scriptures real quick.
Sirach. This is Sirach 31 and 25. Shew not valiantness in wine, for wine hath destroyed many.
Come.
So even if it was unleavened, you know, you meant to really get into a serious mind frame, man.
Right.
Of course, we're meant to drink wine. We don't make it like a worldly event. You know, come on, my brews. Which one are you drinking? Your brothers might have a conversation, like a serious conversation, like, you know, which wine is best for, you know, which is cheapest, which doesn't have leaven in. Yeah, doing that. But when you're making it a whole turn up party thing, yeah, that's not good, man. It's not meat.
It's ridiculous, man. It's outrageous. That shit. It's really showing you that these people are still worldly, man. They're still in the world with a spirit of mirth, thinking that something serious is a worldly ass party where you can just start, you know, dancing and being all to say how it is, man. Just acting like a bunch of niggas, man. This is Exodus 12 and verse 15, and it says, 7 days shall ye eat unleavened bread. Even the first day you shall put away leaven out of your houses. So you should have none within your houses, man. And they're not even in their house. They're going to be in probably another fucking club again, booked out. So they can all party with those hoes again around them. Fucking hell, man. This shit is so fucking embarrassing, man. And I don't even like, not even, the word embarrassing goes into bewildering. It's somewhat bewildering, but we're not too surprised. You know, we're familiar with these people to a degree now.
It is embarrassing, because embarrassing goes into a barricade. You know, it's a stumbling block. That's really what it is, a barricade. And when you put our barracks, you know, when you put them out so armies can't get through or whatever, that's what you're doing. You're laying stumbling blocks before people, man. Because we're coming saying, look, this is a solemn feast. You need to be serious about it. And we're going into the breakdowns of these chapters, going into this, going into that, explaining that. And then on the other hand, you have people going, all right, my brews, you know, getting all excited. Well, what are we going to drink tonight? It's not about that. You're not drinking to get drunk. You know, what are you drinking? You're drinking in remembrance of Yahawashi's suffering.
Yep. What does the blood represent, man? The blood, man. So why? Because it was shed. And for who? For the nation of Israel, man. The elect. You know, starting with the elect. So at what point will you? Oh, fuck that, man. There's nothing in their actions, their works, and their ways pertaining to this, at least, that is of any relevance to holiness, man. And they'll probably say the same shit as last time. You wasn't there when we did the solemn assembly, We did that, and then we went and, you know, partied up.
Just call one if you need it.
I got you. Ecclesiastes chapter 39, I think it's verse 14. No, it's 24, I think. Verse 24, it says, as his ways are plain unto the holy, so are they stumbling blocks unto the wicked. Okay? So, you know, it's a stumbling block to even do something as basic as that, man. Okay? They just can't, they can't get it. You know, the Lord hasn't put on the spirit. They've got that spirit of the world, okay, which just can't be joined, okay, to Yahawashi, because Yahawashi is not of this world.
Book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4, verse 12. For the bewitching of naughtiness doth obscure things that are honest, and the wondering of concupiscence doth undermine the simple mind.
So the Pesach is an honest thing. It's meant to be honest. It's an honest feast. You've got the lamb, which represents, of course, the sacrifice. You have the unleavened bread, which represents the body of Yahawashi. You have the bitter herbs, which represent the bondage and the hard slavery that we went through. Right, and then you have the wine, which represents the blood of Yahawashi HaMashiach. Right, and he was not in the spirit of mirth. If you go into, you know, when he was pleading with the Heavenly Father, he even said, not my will, but thy will. So even in that time of not mirth, you know, mourning, he still subjected his will unto the Heavenly Father. It wasn't on his mind, well, yeah, am I going to turn up? What wine are we drinking, my brews? That wasn't the spirit. If you read of his Pesach, that's been dubbed by the word the Last Supper, that wasn't the spirit. Okay, see, that's bewitching of things that are honest.
This is Romans 13:11, and that, knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. The night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, and let us put on the armor of light. Which these demons, they don't have it, man. Clearly, and you know, of course, there's some sincere people in Sakari, okay. But you know, you gotta start seeing it now, man. No excuse. You gotta start seeing it right now. That your alleged leaders are really fucking. They're not of the Lord, man. All right, and it reads, "Let us walk honestly." Okay. Again, where's the Pesach feast? It's an honest thing, man. Let's get this word as well.
Yeah, and that's the scripture said, it obscures things that are honest.
Oh,
Precept. This is 1 Timothy 3, verse 4. One that ruleth well his own house.
Start up a tiny bit.
Okay. Verse 2. A bishop then must be blameless, the husband of one wife, vigilant, sober of good behaviour, given to hospitality, apt to teach, not given to wine, no striker, not greedy of filthy lucre, but patient, not a brawler, not covetous.
they have all those. They have all those attributes under the belt, man. You know, they're most certainly strikers. All right, we all know, you know, certain testimonies, and we're familiar with just their attitude of being brawlers. You know, they're coming talking about pulling up and all that shit. And it's worth for honestly.
You got sticks at camp,
right?
Fucking now, yeah, you got rifles as well.
Yeah.
What the fuck, man? Wearing breastplates of bulletproof. Where does it say that? It talks about the breastplate. It doesn't say bulletproof.
It reads this is the Strong's G 2156. Eusheimonos, which means in a seemly manner, decently. Okay, and they don't walk. They just ain't moving decent, man. All right. They're indecent, they're out of order. It says, let us walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting and drunkenness. Again, not drunkenness, man. Why? And, you know, if you're trying to go out there and get all these, you know, these spirits and stuff for the, you know, as in the alcoholic spirits for the party and whatnot, and these fucking spirits, really, okay? And you're going out there doing all this shit, you're walking in drunkenness then, man. You know, you're spiritually drunk. You're drunk off some fucked up philosophy, man. Thinking you can just do that on a day where, you know, Yahawashi, it was set up from the foundation of the world, okay, to shed his blood for the nation of Israel, man, okay, to feel pain, man, okay. You're supposed to remember in that time of pain that he had to go through.
Yeah, because when we were unable, or at least I was unable to get horseradish this Pesach, but when you have horseradish, man, that shit burns out your whole face, man. It has your eyes crying, Yeah, you have snot running down your nose. You have all this pain in your throat, in your you know, it's good for you. You know,
Struggle to breathe.
Yep. On the nutrition level, but the thing that you're going through at the time is not nice, man. And if you're eating that, you know, you have it with the bread and the lamb, but really it's quite overpowering. If you get a horseradish and you chew it, you know, you're not just eating it, you're letting it go down and all right, it's done. You know, you're chewing it, so you're eating it in haste, but you still have to, you know, chew it so you can digest it properly, and that is painful, man. Now that, of course, it's a very micro level, but what it represents is again that suffering that we went through in the land of Egypt, and where we are now. You know, we're recalling 2,000 years ago, roundabout, when Yahawashi had to go through a sincere, serious amount of suffering, man. So it's not in a time for partying and a spirit of mirth and fucking fashion shows and shit. Okay.
And I think so, like, I remember the brother who was talking about there was meant to be some Hebrew Israelite wrestling thing.
Oh yeah.
The fuck, man. And who knows if that's even like if they're actually gonna wear like singlets, like fucking, you know, flaming bundles of sticks, man.
For the Passover.
If I'm not mistaken, bro. That's why I didn't say it, because I don't want to, you know, I don't want to speak too far. Either way, though, anyway, man.
Now, you can wrestle, but you don't make a whole Hebrew Israelite wrestling.
Yeah, exactly, man.
We brothers, we train, but we don't say, all right, this is a Hebrew Israelite gym we're gonna start fucking building.
Let us walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting and drunkenness, not in chambering and wantonness, not in strife and envying, but put ye on the Lord Yahawashi Mashiach, and make not provision for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof. Like these devils are doing right now. They're fulfilling their lust, okay, to have a party and turn up and listen to, like, I remember last year their music they listened to, one of the songs was that fucking Bobby Schmurder song, and the lyrics came up in a video where he's saying, I've been selling crack since like the 5th grade, and saying all this type of shit, and it's just
that's not the spirit for the Passover, man.
Yeah, man.
Now, ultimately, you can listen to music in your spare time, but you don't fucking make an event, bring people that are younger than you in this truth in, and start talking about, yo, this is you're making out like that's what you're supposed to do. That's not what you're supposed to do.
And you know, like if they have, you know, if they gather and they're, you know, they're claiming this is that, you know, that's such a big deal, man. That's they're lying, man. They're lying on the laws, man. And Yahawashi is the law. Ultimately, it's just, there's so much intricate details of how fucked up it is, man. You know, I'm just saying to the brothers, it's gonna be so vexing to see it all, man. And we're just fucking waiting for it now, really. I am, at least. Sorry, I don't want to speak for you brothers. I'm just waiting for that moment where you just see it and it's like, for fuck's sake, man.
This is Ecclesiastes 1:14. I have seen all the works that are done under the sun, and behold, all is vanity and vexation of spirit.
Right. And, as it reads here in Ecclesiastes chapter 39 and verse 25, for the good are good things created from the beginning, so evil things for sinners. The principal things for the whole use of man's life are water, fire, iron and salt, flour of wheat, honey, milk, and the blood of the grape, and oil and clothing.
The blood of the grape, that is talking about wine.
Khan. All these things are for good to the godly, so to the sinners are they turned into evil.
Just like we read, the bewitching of naughtiness doth obscure things which are honest.
Khan. That's Wisdom of Solomon 4:12.
Yep.
Okay. And you know, when we acknowledge that we need these things, we have to remember that, you know, it's Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi that's going to grant us these things. So how can we expect these things if we don't do what he says, if we don't follow these things to the T, man? It's Sirach chapter 16 and verse 25. It says, I will shew forth doctrine in weight and declare his knowledge exactly. All right, everything has to be specific, very specific. You know, especially if we're dealing with something that's this serious, you know? Talking about suffering, man. No one likes to really suffer, okay? You know, for the very most part, you know, they say pain is gain. You have to go through the bench press and, you know, all that stuff. You might have some level of enjoyment of pushing yourself, but this isn't pushing us. This isn't what we're not remembering some level of pushing us. We're remembering
hardcore slavery.
Where he was mad. So, man, we've all seen the picture of Emmett Till, all right? And that's just, man, it fucking winds us up, man. It fucking puts a fire in our heart to just get angry, man. And Yahawashi was mad worse than that, man. Okay?
And guess what? He was sinless.
Yep.
Yeah, guess what? Emmett Till went off. Emmett Till sinned, believe it or not, just as we do. You know, we don't intend to, but that's in his flesh. Now Yahawashi bore his flesh and didn't sin, didn't transgress, but he got laid up all the stripes of all the wicked ninjas of Israel, upon him. You know? And this is at the time the Israelites are meant to be remembering, how tough Israel had it in slavery under another people, and then they come along and oppress the perfect Israelite.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
So that shows you this truth isn't just about getting on E. You know, all the other groups as well are necessary to make mention of. You know, and to, like Paul said, you know, scoping them up, just as he did with Hymenaeus and Philetus. You know, they said the resurrection's already happened. Yeah, but he was getting them on. He was camp bashing, and he called them out by name.
Right.
Yeah, he wasn't camp bashing. Yeah, but people like to use that term, fucking camp bashing.
Yeah, you know,
which means rebuke or reproof.
Right, quote unquote. Whereas these other counts, they'll probably join in on Passover, man.
You stay in your lane, Israelites.
Some of them are so fucking soft, man. They would probably have a problem with what they do, but still go there anyway, try to get along.
Yeah.
Which Yahawashi didn't do, man. So you don't follow Yahawashi, therefore, you know, he doesn't dwell in you, man. And again, there's going to be sincere people in these groups, man. But no, take this as a thorough warning that these people are idiots, man. They don't fucking know what's going on.
And before you get offended, let's get that word idiot. Yeah, this is 2 Corinthians 11:6. It says, "But thou be rude in speech, but not in knowledge. But we have been thoroughly made manifest among you in all things." Now that word for rude. This word for rude says idiotes. Now let's hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Strong's G 2399. Idiotes. Idiotes.
And it says a private person as opposed to a magistrate, ruler, king, a common soldier as opposed to a military officer, a writer of prose as opposed to a poet, in the NT, an unlearned, illiterate man as opposed to the learned and educated, one who is unskilled in any art. Now really what the root of this goes into idios. It says pertaining to oneself, one's own, belonging to one's self. Now if I get this from Judges, real quick, Salakia.
No.
Judges 21, and I believe it's 25. Yep, it says, in those days there was no king in Yasharallah in Israel. Every man did that which was right in his own eyes. Yeah, and that's the definition of an idiot. You know, and even when all this came out, you had from what do you call it now? Mashara Yasharallah. Mashara being the Hebrew word for government, Yasharallah meaning Israel, headed by Elder Barak from the HODC. Yeah, there was no and they've had controversy back and forth between that, but there was no, you know, consensus to the point where it was, oh well, you can't have a Passover party, man. And what's that? That's a go along to get along Israelite.
Right. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 11, and verse 12. But what I do, that I will do, that I may cut off occasion from them which desire occasion, that wherein they glory they may be found even as we. For such are false apostles, deceitful workers, transforming themselves into the apostles of Mashiach. Alright, and no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light, you know. And Satan, what Satan means adversary. They are an adversary, right? Hey, like just like Apostle Amram even said, you know, like these guys are demons that I believe even recorded by Satan, man. You know? And they are an adversary to Yahawashi. When they move like this, it's very clear, man. You know, it's clear to those that have the eyesight to see. And this is verse 15. Therefore, it is no great thing if his ministers also be transformed as the ministers of righteousness, whose end shall be according to their works. I say again, let no man think me a fool. If otherwise, yet as a fool, receive me, that I may boast myself a little. That which I speak it not after the Lord, but as it were foolishly, in this confidence of boasting. Okay? And one more. And seeing that many glory after the flesh, I will glory also, for you suffer fools gladly, seeing yourselves as wise. Okay? You know, Marcus and Alizé, man, they have that fucking boastfulness in their heart. They really believe, all right, within their heart, man, that they, you know, what did he call himself? Slacking. What did Alizé call himself? Like, he calls himself that, but he calls himself right. He calls himself basically that, yeah, chief elder. High
he
priest.
Said he's the top elder.
Yeah.
He said basically in less words, Elder Apostle Taha should retire, and he's the elder now. He's the captain now.
Yeah, man. I mean, that alone should tell you how fucking ridiculous this fucking group is, man. And all this stuff is necessary, man. like, you know, I'll get this here. I believe it's in 1 Corinthians. Oh, here we are. This is 1 Corinthians 11:17. Now in this that I declare unto you, I praise you not, that ye come together not for the better, but for the worse. For first of all, when ye come together in the church, I hear that there be divisions among you, and I partly believe it. All right, divisions is not necessary. Like there's no fucking room for divisions when it comes to this doctrine in the church, man. The calling assembly, there's confusion.
Now you can have a difference of opinion, you know. Brother AHYAWAB might say, all right, this fighter is the best UFC fighter, and I might say, no, this fighter is the UFC. That's fucking irrelevant. That's not the doctrine.
Yeah.
So, you know, people might take it, oh, you've got a difference of opinion, and try and make it out like we disagree on doctrine. No, we you know, there you are.
Oh. And then it says, this is the key point. For there is verse 19. For there must be also heresies among you. There must be, man, because the Lord has declared it that this has to happen, man. There has to be people that aren't gonna make it. It was already written, man. Okay, so we can't be surprised. This ain't no. How are we going to be surprised? Okay. And it says, again, for there must be also heresies among you, that they which are approved may be made manifest among you. All right, the approved ones shall be made manifest. Another one says, it's us, man, you know. Because, you know, this is, you know, we don't have a, we shouldn't certainly have a spirit of fear. Other ones says, you know, you listening, and us in these days, we find to be have more spirit of power, have strength. But of course, it's always going to be fear of the Lord, man. We're always going to have that fear of the Lord, because the Lord is terrible, terrifying, or terrible, as I said. You know, he's terrible.
Terrible as well. Full of terror.
1 Timothy 3:4. One that ruleth well his own house, having his children in subjection with all gravity. For if a man know not how to rule his own house, how shall he take care of the house, the church of the Most High?
Mm.
You know, and the ministry of Sakari, you know, which is their spiritual house, if, you know, they're leading their congregation astray, you know, by, you know, desecrating the Pesach, you know, how will they, what did I say? Now, how can they, that's my train of thought.
No worries, but it happens, man. Hey, that's a perfect example of this flesh as well, man. Okay, and how much sin we have in us, man. Because again, you know, if your train of thought completely,
yeah,
no worries. I'm gonna say like this, man. And this, you know, we're sinners, man. All right, we do sin, we fall off, you know, like fall off. Yeah, essentially, we fall, but we get back up.
We don't fall out.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, the water, bro. And you know, that's something that we have to acknowledge every time, man. And if you're not supposed to just, oh well, we're supposed to feel down about it to a degree, man, and still have faith that we're gonna be saved, though. All right, through the grace of the Lord, man. And all the stuff we're talking about regarding the Pesach. This is Judges 5, and verse 11. They that are delivered from the noise of archers in the places of drawing water, there shall they rehearse the righteous acts of Yahawah. All right. That's the whole point, man. Even the righteous acts toward the inhabitants of his villages in Israel. Then shall the people of Yahawah go down to the gates. Now, that's the whole point that I was trying to make, is that we're rehearsing them, right? We're rehearsing the acts rather than, you know, being able to do them to the best degree, right? To the best of our ability.
But this is the same group, you know, that makes out that the law is going to save us.
Right. Any precepts?
The Lord is going to save us.
As well. No? Alright. Well, on that, you know, we're going to make a short video anyway, and it got to 25 minutes. So, you know, that's the spirit flowing once again to get as much of this word out, man. To really, you know, edify those who might be among these people, who watch these people. Just get away from these people, man. These people are fucking idiots. You know, if you're ever going to watch them, it should only be to rebuke what they say. To hear them and then make a video on it. That's the only real benefit you're going to get from watching these guys, man. And really, you shouldn't, a lot of you shouldn't do that. I shouldn't even say it like that. A lot of you shouldn't really do that unless you're like, you know, pretty rooted in this truth, man. Otherwise, it can fuck you up. You might hear some dumb shit and then accidentally say in a video, man. Okay? Or it can cause a bit of confusion. Okay?
Check out last precept.
Yeah, no worries.
Romans 16 and 17.
Perfect.
Yeah, perfect.
Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions.
And the word for mark, word is scopeo, okay? Where the word scope comes from, right? To observe, to look upon, to regard. So regard those that have contrary doctrines, right? From the top, brother.
Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offences contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, and avoid them.
Come on, there you are. Avoid them,
Verse
man.
18 as well, please.
Yep, of course.
For they that are such serve not our Lord Yahawashi
There
Hamashiach,
you are.
but their own belly,
There you are.
and by good words and fair speeches
Deceive the hearts of the simple.
Right.
of the simple.
In other words, they don't serve Yahawah Bahasham Yashai. They're a bunch of idiots, and they deceive other people who are simple to actually listen to an idiot, man. They go after their own way, right? They serve their own belly, their own appetites, their own mind, their own desires. All right, because the Lord has given them. Because the Lord has given them over to their own flesh. Because that's what the Lord has declared. Has ordained for them. There you are. Okay. With that, we're gonna close out. We're gonna give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, Ruach Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and labor in this word and doctrine. Shalom barakat al-habachayar hagawiyah yasharala. Meaning peace and blessings to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom.